Hello, you are listening to Disney Travel Tales, episode number 25. This is a space where you can escape the real world and immerse yourself in someone's recent Disney trip. I'm Jenny, and today I am talking with Kirsten about her family's trip to Disney World in October. Kirsten and her husband have twin boys who are 7, and this was a surprise trip for them. I hope you enjoy their travel tale. If you are traveling on any Disney vacation and would be interested in being on this show, I'm currently looking for people traveling right now and through February. See the show notes for a link to fill out a form, and I will get back to you. This show is sponsored by Trolley Lane Travel. There are so many exciting things coming to Disney parks in 2022. If you have been thinking about taking a Disney vacation, then you need a travel agent that specializes in Disney. Becky and her agents are experts when it comes to helping you plan your magical vacation. All of their services and more are complimentary to you when you book your vacation with them. Not only will their expert advice and tips help to save you time and money, but you also have an advocate on your side throughout your whole trip and future trips. For more information, visit them at trolleylanetravel.com. You can read agent profiles and even fill out a form for a free, no obligation quote. Okay, so let's get started. Imagine yourself walking down Main Street for the very first time, and let's go. Hi, Kirsten. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
I am so excited to talk to you about your trip that y'all took in October. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and who you traveled with and your experience with Disney travel?
Okay. So my name's Kirsten, and I have 7-year-old twin boys, and then my husband. And this past summer, kind of as the pandemic was like slowing down a little bit and things were looking better, I was like on my iPad, just like, I need to go somewhere and do something fun. And so I like brought up going to Disneyland with my husband because we used to live in California. So we used to go like a couple times a year. And he's like, oh, I don't know, maybe we should go to Disney World. And I was like, what? Are you serious? And he was like, yeah, like, I'm really serious. I think we can do it. And so I was just like, I don't know, a kid in a candy store. I was so excited. So I had a friend who recently went. And so I reached out to her because I was looking online and like looking at resorts and stuff, and I was so overwhelmed with like trying to find somewhere to stay. Originally, we wanted to go over our kids' fall break. So in my mind, like when my husband's like, yeah, let's go, he's like, maybe we should go this like in the summer. And I was like, no, it's too hot. I don't want to go in the summer. Like, let's go in the fall. So I was like, their fall break will be perfect. Well, it just so happened that October was the 50th anniversary, which I had no idea when we first wanted to go there. Well, because of the pandemic, they had closed like so many of the resorts. But just that week, they started to like open up some resorts again. So we went ahead and we booked it, and we did end up going in October. We left on a Sunday and came back on a Friday, which gave us a couple days to recover that like Disney hangover before going back to normal life. So yeah, so that's how we ended up going to Disney World.
That's so fun. You know, the first time we went, we did the same thing because, so for all the listeners, Kirsten and my kids go to the same school.
Yes.
So we're local friends. But we we did the same thing. We went a Friday or Sunday to a Friday, and it really is such a good time to go.
It was. It really was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we were thinking it wouldn't be as busy. I was like very, very, very wrong about that.
Yeah.
And also it was very hot still, which
Mm-hmm.
this Texas girl was a little disappointed about, if I'm just being honest. We definitely sweat every day, all day long.
Yeah.
Which was fine. I mean, we're kind of used to it from Texas. So, yeah, but it worked out well. We didn't have to pull them out of school or anything.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was fun.
Yeah, I think also because when we went, the park wasn't super busy. I kind of feel like now, since everything's opening back up, I think travel's just going to be crazy for a while.
Right? So I figured with the 50th anniversary that it probably would be like maybe a little bit more busy than normal. And I even was standing in line to get churros, of course, at Magic Kingdom. And this lady in front of me who lives there and like goes there all the time, she was just like chatting with me. She's like, yeah, she's like, in my whole life, I've never seen Magic Kingdom this busy. So,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all went October 10th through the 15th, and y'all did not have park hoppers. You just had regular park tickets.
Yes, we did not do hoppers. We just stayed at one park every day.
Yeah, that's kind of the easiest thing to do when you have young kids. It's easier to hop when your kids are older because they're more flexible. But with young kids, it's kind of easy to just to have a plan for the day.
Yes. And so we stayed at the All-Star Music, and so we were not on like the monorail, and so it was a little bit harder to like get back, you know, like time consuming. Mm-hmm. So we just didn't. We just kind of stayed put where we were.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all flew to Orlando from Austin on American Airlines, and how was that?
It was fine. So I will say I will never book like a very early flight again. Because so originally we booked it at 8:30, and they're like, surprise, you're leaving at 7 now. So we're like, okay. So, you know, we got to wake up at 3 and like get the kids up. And then we planned to go straight to one of the parks that day. And I was so excited the night before. I tried to put myself to bed early, but I just like, I could not. So I got like probably 3 hours to sleep because I was just so excited.
Sure.
And we also surprised our kiddos. So I was like also super excited about surprising them. So anyways, I was like, I don't know if I would do that because we were all very tired.
Yeah. So did you surprise them that morning?
We did. Yeah, we did. Because we thought if we surprise them the night before, they'll probably like never go to bed.
Yeah.
So sure. Kind of like Christmas morning, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. So we did. We woke them up about 3:15, and I had packed their backpacks, and I had gotten them on Etsy this really cute like Mickey Mouse Star Wars hats, and then they put their names on them, and we gotten them some new shirts and like drawing stuff that was all Disney. And so we're like, you know, we have a surprise for you today, and so they were like opening it up, and we're like, can you kind of guess on where we're going? And it took them a couple of minutes, and they finally figured it out, but they were so excited. It was their first flight that they've ever been on, their first like big trip. So it was a lot of firsts. So
that is so fun. I love it.
It was fun.
Okay, so once you got to Orlando, what did y'all do?
So I had heard that the Magic, I think it's called Magical Express, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I had heard that can take a couple hours sometimes to get to the resort. And we had planned to go to like straight to one of the parks. So I asked my travel agent, and she was able to book us like a car. And so we had them pick us up, which worked out great. And we went, I think when we landed, then we went to the resort. Our room wasn't ready, so we just dropped our stuff off. And then I asked them to wait, and then they just went and dropped us off. So that worked out really well. Yeah, it was really nice.
So what park did y'all visit?
So the first park that we went to was Animal Kingdom. And the first thing I got there was coffee. there's like a little coffee shop like right outside. And I was coming today. Yeah, so we went straight there. I think we landed at like 10 and we were like at the park by like 11:30 or something.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it worked out really well. I would definitely highly recommend doing that if you're trying to like cram it all in, so to speak. Yeah, so we just kind of hit the ground running and Mom and Dad coffeed up and yeah, we went to Animal Kingdom.
So what were some of the first rides y'all did?
Okay. This is my regret because one of my kiddos is like, he's like more sensitive to sensory stuff. And the very first ride that we went on our whole trip was the Yeti ride. I forgot. The roller coaster. Girl, that was like, I was even scared on it. I was like, this is not for me. It was really like, it was very cool. It was a legit roller coaster. But he and I were like, no, this is not for us. So yeah. It kind of unfortunately set him up for the whole trip, to be like, oh, no roller coasters. It was really cool though. Something that my husband and I noticed, like comparing Disneyland to Disney World, is all of the lines are very like interactive. Like there's a lot to like see and do, even though you're standing in line for like a good amount of time. Like compared to Disneyland, I feel like I don't remember there being that much like entertainment kind of stuff. So, but yeah, so we went on the Yeti and then we went on the water one. I don't remember the name.
Cali River Rapids?
Yes, which was super fun. And we ate at like, what is it called? I went back and wrote it down because I wanted to remember where we ate at every day. We went to Restaurantosaurus.
Hey parents, do your kids listen to podcasts? Do they like solving mysteries and flexing their imaginations? Mysteries at Riddleton Elementary is a new children's mystery podcast. Your kid can join Billy Bonanza and Susie Sockington on exciting and wacky adventures as they attempt to solve mysteries around their school. Mysteries at Riddleton Elementary is available now on all podcast platforms.
And we did like the mobile order ahead thing, which I think is awesome and brilliant. And I hope that they never get rid of it because it was so nice, like just to walk up and get your food. I feel like it was so much faster and like not as, not another line you have to stand in to order food. So that worked out really well. We did that first. We fed the children before we started off on all of our adventures. So
that's always smart. Hangry kids are not fun.
No. No.
Did they get the little meal in the pail and the bucket? That's so cute. I love that.
Yeah. It was very cute. And the food was pretty good. I also eat gluten-free, and it was really easy for me the whole trip to eat gluten-free, so that was nice.
That's really nice, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So what else did y'all do while y'all were at Animal Kingdom?
Oh my goodness. We did the safari, which was really fun, and we did the Avatar. So the Avatar line was very long. I think it was like over 2 hours long.
Oh my gosh.
It was very long. But we were like, we're here. Let's just do it, you know? But the tree and everything over Avatar was just like breathtaking. It was really, really beautiful. So we did the Avatar ride, which was really fun.
Did your boys do that one?
They did, yeah.
They like it?
My sensory one was like, I don't really know about this.
Yeah.
But he was also like tired, and maybe in a better scenario world, he would have enjoyed it a little bit more. But I thought it was really cool. So one of my other twin who had like zero fear, he rode every single ride in every single park. He had kind of no issues with that. So
that's awesome.
We divided and conquered often.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was really cool. One of my favorite rides from Disneyland was Back to the Future.
Uh-huh.
I love that ride. So it kind of reminded me of like Back to the Future-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like a little more amped up. So, yeah.
Yeah, that ride is so fun. When we went, my oldest son was like, I would probably wait hours to ride that because it's so worth it.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely recommend it. You know, it was so busy. Every ride we had to wait a long time to go on. So I feel like we didn't really get to go on like a lot of rides. The other thing that I loved was the Bugs Life show.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I think it's so cute. Yeah, like the little bugs under your tushy and the air flying at you and stuff.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was really adorable.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really fun.
And you get to walk up close to the Tree of Life and really see it, and that's so cool.
It's so cool. And then at night, the way that the ground like lights up and stuff like an Avatar, it was very cool. I could have spent like a whole nother day at that park. I really, really liked that park. So
yeah, Animal Kingdom's so beautiful, and I kind of feel like it's a little bit underrated by people.
Yes, I would pick that over Epcot for sure.
Yeah,
like
it's
any day.
A fun park.
And even had like, monkeys going from the trees up above you. And yeah, I really, really liked Animal Kingdom. It was very cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So where did y'all eat dinner at?
So I had reservations for Tiffins, which was super fancy. And the food was really good. Yeah, it was really good. Would I bring my kids there again? Maybe not. They're like, where's the cheeseburger?
Yeah.
But even for like a really cool like date night or something, I don't know. Tiffins was very fancy.
But the food was really good. Y'all liked the experience?
Yes. Yeah. And my husband really appreciated having like some good food at the end of the day after, you're just kind of eating, not kids' food, but cheeseburgers and churros, all that fun stuff. So
yes.
It was nice to have like some good food at the end of a long, fun day.
Absolutely. My husband's the same way. I always keep him happy when we go to Disney by booking nice dinners.
Yes. Yeah. You don't want a hangry husband either.
No. So what time did y'all leave Animal Kingdom?
We left when it closed.
Oh, wow.
Like 9:30 or something like that. So we went hard all day long. Actually, one of my kiddos, he fell asleep at the table.
Aww.
At Tiffins. Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yes. Yeah. So it was fun. We also got stroller. We rented strollers from Disney, which worked out great. And since if you book for the whole week ahead, it was a little bit cheaper each day, but I can't imagine not having, even though there were this in it, like a little burrito stuffed into the stroller, they just would not have made it. So, and it was so busy, so it was kind of nice just to be walk it in and we're going. So
yeah, you don't have to worry about them wandering off or losing them in the crowds.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'd also recommend that.
Yeah, it's a lot of walking for a 7-year-old.
Yes. Yeah.
Even if your kid walks a lot at home and hasn't been in a stroller in a long time, Disney's totally different.
Same. Yeah. I mean, mine have been in a stroller for probably 3 years or more.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was no way they would have made it.
Right. So did y'all ride a bus back to your resort?
Yes. I'm trying to remember that night. Yes, we did take the bus back from Animal Kingdom, and it was not a long wait.
That's good.
Yeah. So that worked out great. So it took us back to the resort when we got to see the room for the first time. And they had just remodeled the resort, so it was really nice. The room was really nice. I will say that resort is so, like, long, and, like, it's, like, little buildings all the way back. Have you stayed there before?
I haven't stayed there. I stayed at the All-Star Sports, which is, I think, kind of a same setup.
Like, similar setup? Okay. And our room was, like, pretty far. So, my husband and I were like, I don't think we would stay there again, just because if you're, like, not walking all day, it's, like, not a big deal. But also, I'm like, do I want to walk 20 minutes to get a cup of coffee in the morning? Yes. I do not, when I'm going to walk 14 hours a day. So, yeah, I will say that was probably, like, my only real complaint, I guess, about the resort. But the resort itself is beautiful. It has 2 really nice pools. It's all redone, so everything was, like, really nice. And
did your boys like it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because it has all the big statues and the characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it was really, really fun. Yeah.
That's awesome. I know kids love that stuff.
Yeah.
And the room situation is another thing I think you learn from going is you can get a preferred room, and those rooms are closer to the lobby. You pay a little extra, but it's kind of worth it. It's not that much extra.
Thank you for that tip.
Yes.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, you can get a preferred room, and they might, since the parks were so busy, they might have been out of them because there's only, I guess, some of them. Yeah.
So many. Yeah.
But it's closer to the lobby, so it's not as far a walk.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because it was legit like a 10-15 minute walk to the lobby. And then if you were going to walk back.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So. Anyways.
I know, that's crazy. Some of those resorts are just humongous.
Yeah, it was just huge. But like I had 0 complaints about the room. It was really nice. We had 2 queen beds. It did everything we needed it to
That's
do.
Great.
So.
Okay,
and
so
it had laundry service too. So
really?
It had like washers and dryers there, so you could go, if you needed to wash like your kids' clothes or whatever. Anyways.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
It is pretty nice.
I'm gonna have to remember that. I wonder if all the resorts have that because I had no idea.
Yeah, well, because we called about getting laundry service, and like, no, but now we have like washers and dryers. So I mean. You know how dirty kids are.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's a nice option to have for sure.
That is good to know. See, you always learn something new. Always got to be ready to learn.
Yes. And my husband and I, we definitely were like, we went on this trip. We're like, we're just going to go with the flow. This is going to be like a hard curve learning trip, and we'll just see what happens. So, we learned as we went.
That's a great attitude
might be
to have.
Different. Yeah.
All right. Your second park day. What park did y'all visit, and what time did y'all get there?
So, our blessed children wake up at home at like 5:30 every day. So, in Florida, they got up at about 6 every day, and it did not matter if they went to bed at 10 or midnight. They were like up and ready to go. So, we were up and ready to go, like, pretty early. I think we got to the park. We had, like, no stress. We weren't, like, we have to be there when they open or anything. We just kind of went with the flow. So, I think we got there, though, like, by 9.
Oh, that's good.
Like, 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And y'all rode the bus?
We did. Did we ride the? You know what? We did not, actually.
Okay.
So, we Ubered it. Probably like 4 or 5 times while we were there. So we did Uber it to Magic Kingdom. I highly recommend using, a service like that if you don't want to wait like in the long lines.
Yeah.
Because we got picked up and we're there like within 10 minutes. So
that's really nice. Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I have a question about the Uber. Did y'all have a hard time getting Ubers, or was it pretty easy?
It was pretty easy. Yeah, it was pretty easy.
Good to know.
Yes.
Okay, so what were your boys' reactions the first time they went to Magic Kingdom? Was this your first time to go to Magic Kingdom?
I went there as a child.
Okay.
But it was my husband's first time, and, I haven't been there in so long. The front of it looks just like Disneyland.
Uh-huh.
But then you get inside, and it's definitely different. If I'm just being honest, when we walked into Disney or into Magic Kingdom, both of my kiddos had just like an epic meltdown. Like, I'm tired. I'm already hungry. Don't touch me in the stroller. So we had a not very magical moment when we first got into Magic Kingdom. And we ended up getting like 2 smaller strollers. And we're like, okay, nobody's touching anybody now.
Oh, that's smart.
So that happened. And then after everybody kind of calmed down, the like quartet guys came out and were singing, and that was fun. And then they had it all decorated for Halloween, which is magical, and like all the pumpkins out. And another thing we did that like I would recommend to like anybody and everybody is to get the photo package, because it like blew my mind, and it was so awesome. It was probably like my favorite thing from our trip. I'm also like, I love pictures and sentimental, but I had to think 0% about like capturing moments. And just like the technology that they have now, it was amazing. So like at all the entrances, they had like the pumpkin set up with the castle behind it, and they had like, they had the photo pass there. So you just like scan your little band, and then it like directly goes to your pictures, which goes directly to your phone. It was so cool. So we have like, so many amazing pictures from Disney because of that. So I would like highly recommend getting the photo package. And a couple of my favorite pictures, they even like edit in little characters and stuff. So it was so fun. So yeah, so whenever we got into a park, we made sure to do like the photo ops.
Yes.
When we first got there. But it was beautiful, just all the Halloween stuff everywhere. Yeah.
That's so fun. I love Disney World at Halloween. It's so fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It was magical for sure.
So what was one of the first rides y'all went on?
So our kiddos picked, and they were like, we are doing Haunted Mansion. That is the first thing we want to go on. Which is like one of my husband Josh and I's favorite ride anyway. So yeah, like let's do it. So we booked it over to Haunted Mansion, and it was just as magical as we had remembered. It was fun too to kind of compare like Disneyland to Disney World. Right? They are a little bit different. So we went straight over there, and we kind of ended up like hanging out in that area for probably like a little more than half the day. We went on like Aladdin, and we went on a couple roller coasters over there. We didn't go on Splash Mountain because Elijah was like, no, that is not happening for me. Yeah. And it was like a 3-hour wait or something. Which is just,
I don't know what is going on with that ride and that wait. It is ridiculous.
It's like too much to ask a kid to wait 3 hours. I mean, as an adult, I don't even want to wait.
Yeah. I'm like, it's a fun ride, but no, not that fun.
Yeah. Well, Jungle Cruise, which is like, I feel like you just have to do it because it's like nostalgic. But we probably waited like over 2 hours for that ride.
Are you serious?
And I was like, I don't know why we're doing this.
Wow.
So it was just so like slammed busy, which made me like a little bit grumpy if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It was so fun, but so because of that, we just didn't do like some of the rides that we normally would do. But to wait 2 or 3 hours for every ride is just kind of like, it was kind of a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of a beatdown.
Yeah. But yeah, so we hung out over there. We went on, like a good chunk of like the rides over there. We went on the roller coaster, the mining one. I don't know.
Yeah, Big Thunder.
Yes, we went on Big Thunder. We convinced Elijah to go on that.
Did he like that one?
I mean, it was like a 5 out of 10 for him, but he did it.
Yeah.
So
my daughter,
was really not too scary.
Yeah, my daughter, who's a little bit scared of roller coasters, she loves that one because it doesn't have like major drops or anything.
Yes, you don't like go pitch black.
Yeah,
like that. But yeah, there was so much to do. And honestly, it was a lot of fun. We went on Pirates, which we all like loved Pirates.
That's great.
Yeah, so we did like a good chunk of most of the rides kind of over in that area. So
that's so fun. I love that area too. It's one of my favorite areas.
Yeah, there's a lot to do.
There's a lot to do.
Yes. Yeah.
So where did you eat lunch?
So we ended up going to like another one of those like order ahead. I think I think it's Pico's Bill Hotel. Which was nice because they had like more like some Mexican food you could get. I got like a taco bowl, I think, and it was really good. And then my kids could still get their burger. So that worked out really well. So we did that, and then for dinner we got pizza at Pinocchio's house, which was also like an order ahead. And they also had gluten-free pizza, which was really
that's nice.
Yeah. So
was the pizza good?
It was good. Yeah. We felt like all of the food that we ate that day was.
That's awesome. And that restaurant, you can look at, it's a Small World, right?
Yes, it's like right across. It's really cute in there. I would definitely go in there and eat again. Yeah, it was really cute in there. It wasn't too busy. That whole area is very charming.
It is very charming. Well, that's good to know, too, for me personally, because I'm going back in January, and my daughter is a very, very, very picky eater, and so I'm, like, looking, thinking, where are we going to eat? But she does like pizza, so it's good to know that pizza's good.
Yes. My kids, like, gobbled up their pizza. It was really
that's awesome. And I think it'd be fun to see. It's a small, like, the boats going by. I think that's fun.
Yes, yeah. It was a cute little restaurant. Yeah. I would eat there again.
Awesome. So what other rides did y'all do?
We ate, and then we went over to get in line for the fireworks.
Oh, yes, because it was the new show.
Yes, which was, I mean, spectacular. Mm-hmm. Like, all of our jaws were just, like, on the floor. It was so cool. Fun. It was beautiful. And it wasn't even the fireworks, it's just the light show that they have with the music.
So where did y'all stand for that?
We got in there. So we kind of were like in the shoulder to shoulder crowd with everybody.
Were y'all like in front of the castle or more on Main Street?
We were in front of the castle, like to the right a little bit. Yeah, it was very cool. It was very cool. I definitely recommend staying and getting close if you can. It was just amazing. It really, really was. Like nothing I've ever seen before.
Yeah, Disney knows how to do fireworks.
Oh, man. I tell you what, and the second night that we were at Magic Kingdom, which was our last night in there, I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but I stayed late with Elijah and Josh and Noah, my husband and other kiddo, had gone back to the hotel because they stayed at Epcot the night before until like 11 or something. And so I was like, I'm not going to stand in the crowd again because getting out of there was very difficult. But I was like, let's do Main Street. And can I tell you that the Main Street show is amazing because they brought the lights onto Main Street. So I feel like I didn't miss out like at all by not being like right next to the castle. So it was cool to do both because they were very different.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like all the way up and down Main Street had like the light show going and characters and matching music and stuff. So it was really cool.
That's really cool. So that's neat that you got to see it twice from two different perspectives. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. But the fireworks show was amazing. Yeah.
So did y'all leave the park after the show?
We did. The bus ride back was rough. I think we waited like over an hour. And then it was like standing room only. It was a rough ride back. We both, like, when we got back to the resort, were like, that's not happening again.
Yeah.
We can't do that again. It was just hard. When you're already tired and cranky and then have to wait like an hour and a half for the bus. So, but I feel like we only experienced that at Magic Kingdom. The rest of the parks, we didn't have to wait that long. And
because it's like that mad dash. It's like everyone leaves at the same time, whereas the other parks, it's not like that.
Yeah, it's so strange, right? I don't know. Yeah, so, maybe I would just, like, go ride another ride or something. If I was to do it again, like, go ride another ride or Uber it back or stay at a hotel in the monorail. Learning curve, so we'd probably do that a little different. But it was fine. It was honestly fine. Yeah. And
then y'all just went to sleep when you got back to the resort?
Totally, yeah. We, like, literally only slept there. we went hard, like, all day and closed at the park every night. And, yeah, just slept there and got up and did it again.
That's so cool. That's so cool that your boys, like, could stay out late. Because I know some kids, they can't. And so you have to go back earlier. But that's awesome that they really just maximized it.
They can do it, yeah. Mid-afternoon, there might be some, like, whining and crying when they're tired, but, keep feeding them. And they gotta push through.
That's fun.
Oh, well, I originally was like, yeah, I'll go back and we'll take naps. And my friend, who also has 3 young boys, who's been to Disney, she's like, that's not going to happen. Yeah. And I was like, what? So I kind of had to readjust she's like, it just takes too long to, like, wait for the bus and get back, and then it's the time you actually sleep, and then you get in the bus again, and you go back. She's like, it's like 3 or 4 hours of your day, and so I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, so we just, lots of snacks and food and strollers.
Yeah, strollers are lifesavers.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to your third park day. Where did y'all visit?
We went to Hollywood, which was amazing. I wish I could have spent 2 days there. There's so much to do there. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but my husband is and my kiddos are. And even I was like, wow, this is incredible. Like, I literally felt like I was on a movie set of Star Wars. It was just, like, mind-blowing. It was it's so amazing. I was like, this is so cool. It's nothing like at Disneyland, I feel like. It was just like, it was so neat. It really was so neat. And Toy Story Land was adorable. It's like one of my favorite movies ever. So that was so fun. But the first thing we did was we went to the Muppet show, which was so adorable. And, like, the bubbles fall on you at the end. The kids love that, and you don't have to wait long to get in or anything, which was so nice.
Oh, yeah.
And then we went over to Star Wars. Oh, also, the Star Wars photo op at Hollywood Studios that you do at the photo package was, like, one of my favorite photos from our whole trip. It was so neat. They have, like, a camera that's, like, a droid that does, like, a 3D photo. They had that at Epcot also. It was
That's
so
really
neat.
Cool.
Yeah, it was really neat. So we did that. We didn't. Okay, so you know how they used to have, like, you could log in ahead to get on the rides. Well, the week we went, they stopped doing that. So it was just, like, a wait in line, and it was, like, almost a 4-hour wait.
That's, like, crazy.
It's like 3.5 hours. I don't even remember. It was, like, if we hadn't had our kids, we might have done it, but it was crazy. I mean, like, the line was, like, out in, like, the walkways, and there were it was a little. But we did go on a couple other, like, Star Wars rides. They were both so much fun. My kids loved them. So, yeah, I just felt like, was it called Star Wars Land? I don't know. It was
Galaxy's Edge.
Is that what it's called? Galaxy's Edge. Okay. It was amazing. It was amazing.
So Elijah's the one that's a little bit sensitive to things. He probably would not have liked Rise of the Resistance.
Oh, really?
Because there's like a kind of a scary moment.
Oh.
Where they're like, you're getting like attacked. So he might not. Y'all might have waited forever and then had a really upset child. So it's probably better y'all didn't do it.
We dodged a bullet. Okay, that's good to know. We went on all that. I think there was like 2 other Star Wars rides.
The Millennium Falcon ride where you drive this ship. Did y'all do that one?
My kids loved that ride because it's like hands-on.
And then Star Tours is kind of an older one, but we love that ride. It's so fun.
Yeah. People say it's like not that great, but I thought it was amazing. I would have gone on it twice.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah, it was really fun, and the wait wasn't that long for that ride. Yeah, it was so fun. Just Galaxy's Edge was really, really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I loved it. So we did that, and then we kind of just went around since it's kind of just like a big circle. So we went to Toy Story Land. Again, the rides were like 3 hours, 2 hours long. So we kind of just kept it moving actually, and we went over to like the I don't know what that road is, where it has like the Tower of Terror.
I think that's Sunset Boulevard.
Okay, so we went over to that side of the park, and we kind of just broke into 2, and Josh and Noah, they went on like the scary rides, basically.
Rock and roller coaster.
They went, the Rock and Roll roller coaster, which they both like loved. Josh said it was so cool. And then Elijah and I went to Beauty and the Beast, the like musical thing, which was so fun. We went to Cars. He picked out a souvenir. So that was that's kind of what we did. And then like dinner time, we like went back over to Toy Story Land, and it had calmed down like quite a bit. So the like laser game in Toy Story Land,
Toy Story Mania.
It's so fun. Like I liked it even better than the Buzz Lightyear one at Magic Kingdom. It was so fun. It was so fun. We didn't make it on the Slinky Dog ride because it was still like a 2-hour wait. So we didn't make that one. But we did like the spinning one with the little Martian guys. So it was just adorable back there. I really, really liked it.
I know. It's such a cute area. I love it. Love it, love it.
Yes, it was so fun. And then after that, we went to dinner. And we went to the Hollywood Brown Derby, which was our favorite restaurant the whole entire trip.
Yay.
It's so cute in there. Your recommendation also.
I'm so glad y'all liked it.
It was so good. We both got the Cobb salad, which was delicious. But like the atmosphere in there was so cool. Just kind of like an old world Hollywood like vibe. Yeah, it was so fun. Elijah fell asleep again at the table. So I basically put him in a stroller, and he and I walked over and just watched like the little fireworks show, and Josh and Noah went on. Is the Tower of Terror the one that dropped you?
Yes.
Okay, so they went on that. And that was kind of, and then the park was like closing. I really wanted to go on the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Train. I think that's what it's called. It's like a new ride. I heard it's so fun, but we didn't get to go on it when we were there. Have you been on it?
Yes, it's really fun.
Is it fun? Yeah, it looks so cute.
It's like those new Mickey and Minnie cartoons, like those cute little characters, and they're like on a little mission type of thing, and it is really fun.
It sounded like so much fun. So I would love to go back to Hollywood Studios again. I feel like I probably could have spent like a day and a half there. But the park was like nice. It felt a little bit more chill. It's not as big. It's really easy to like find your way around. I feel like there's plenty of rides, but not like too many rides. I don't know. It just had a different vibe. It felt a little bit more like chill, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
we love Hollywood Studios. We did a day and a half there. I love the shopping, the rides. Like, it is smaller, so you don't feel so exhausted. I mean, you're still walking a lot, but I don't know. It's more accessible, I feel like.
It's just different. Yeah, yeah. And we did notice, like, and I don't know if it's just because, you know, they can't, you know, if they don't have enough people. I know there's, like, a shortage of people who are working. But there, at all their parks, there was not a lot of, like, quick food. Like, churros were hard to find. My one complaint about all the parks is there's not a lot of coffee options. Like, coffee is hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
So we were kind of surprised about that, like, kind of the, like, iconic-y stuff that you always get, you know, like churros and
pretzels. Yeah, it is hard to find.
Yeah, it was, like, hard to find stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or my memories from Disneyland is it's, like, on every corner you can kind of, like, find something to get. So, but Josh was like, well, maybe it's just because, you know, the times that we're in. So,
that might be. Maybe there's more carts out. I can't even remember when we went before all the COVID stuff, but yeah, it is totally different.
Yeah. So that was kind of surprising. Anyways, but I feel like at Hollywood Studios it was a little bit easier to, like, find things that you might want.
Mm-hmm.
And the shopping was, like, less busy. So I made the mistake on Magic Kingdom going in there, like, an hour before the park was closing, and I was like, okay, don't do that again.
Yeah.
Go, like, in the morning.
That's when everyone goes.
Oh man, it was just crazy. Yeah, so I liked Hollywood. It was just, like, the vibe was, like, a little bit more chill and relaxing, and so it was fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's definitely a really fun park.
Yeah, loved it.
Okay, so your 4th day, where did y'all visit?
So our 4th day went to Epcot, which my husband was really excited about because of all the food and the drinks.
Oh, yeah.
So we got there, and of course we did our photo ops, which they had so many cute ones, and they had Mickey and Minnie out.
That's so cute.
So you could see Mickey and Minnie. And we went on that, like, history ride at the beginning. I don't even remember. It's like a roller.
Spaceship Earth? Where it's in the big ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, Spaceship Earth.
Yeah. You know, it was okay. My kids really liked it, so that was fun. There was, like, not really a wait, so that was pretty nice. Gosh, what else? And then we kind of just went to the right and went around the park. I thought it was neat, the little, like, indoor area that you could go into to eat, which was, like, a nice break from the heat. And then there's rides in there you can go on. So when we were there, you had to check in for the Ratatouille ride. So we had, like, a assigned time that we needed to be there. So we were kind of, like, booking everything just to make the Ratatouille one. So we kind of moved through that area, like, quickly-ish. I don't know if that's not a word, but quickish. To get back, because it's kind of, like, in the back corner of the park. And it's so cute back there. It is just so cute. Have you been on the Ratatouille ride?
No, because it wasn't open when we went.
Oh, okay.
But I'm, like, dying to go.
One of my favorite rides, like, of the whole trip. I really liked it. I thought it was so, like, sweet and really fun. And that, you know, like, he even, like, sweeps water, and it, like, water splashes in your face.
That's so fun.
It's so fun. So when we went, though, we had, like, our time slot, and then the ride broke down.
Oh, no.
So it was like, well, you could stay, but you might lose, because, you know, if you lose your time slot, then you can't, like, come back. So we ended up sticking it out, but we ended up waiting, like, probably 2.5 hours or so.
Oh, my gosh.
For the ride, like, to get fixed, you know. But we're like, well, we've already waited for so long, so maybe we should just stick it out. So we spent a good chunk of our day waiting to ride the Ratatouille, but it was probably one of my favorite rides. It was so fun. And then my family comes from Germany, and so I really wanted to go to the beer garden. So I had made reservations, and we missed our reservations because of the Ratatouille ride, but I felt like Disney was so accommodating because they were like, as long as you have a reservation, we have a table for you. Like, it's not a big deal. So that was so nice. But that whole area of Epcot is just so cute and charming. You, like, really feel like you're in, like, the different little countries. But yeah, so we went to the beer garden, and it was a buffet when we went. And they were very kind. They, like, did not make us pay for the kids, which was nice. They,
that is so
like,
nice.
If they can have a couple little things, that's fine. Because, you know, it's not cheap to go to the buffets. But it was so fun because they had entertainment, and it was like, my mom's from Germany. I've been there several times, and I even sent them videos, and they're like, yeah, that's, like, legit. They had, like, their lederhosen on, and they had the bells, and so, like, the kids had a great time because it was very, like, fun and cultural and entertaining for them. And we got the beer that you suggested, and I don't like beer, but that was, like, the best beer I've ever.
It's so good.
Oh my gosh. What was it again?
It's a grapefruit beer. I like think about it every now and then.
It was so good. My husband got a sampler, which was fun. So he, like, tried a bunch of them, but that was his favorite as well.
It's just so good. It's, like, refreshing. And I'm not a huge beer fan either, but that beer I can drink.
Yes. I was like, this could be dangerous. This beer was, like, really good. So that was fun, but, you know, by then it was, like, already 4 o'clock or something because we spent so much time at Ratatouille. And then a lot of the other rides just had really, really long waits. I mean, the Frozen ride was, like, 2.5 hours. So what did we do? Oh, so we went on the, like, in that restaurant, there's, like, that ride. Like you're in Mexico.
The Three Caballeros?
That was so fun.
Yeah,
I would definitely do that again. That was like a nice, like, relaxing, quick ride. Gosh, we did that. And then we did the race car one.
Test track.
Yeah. The boys had a lot of fun doing that ride. That was really fun. And we all got to ride together. Which was cool. After that, Elijah and I were, like, kind of done for the day. It was, like, maybe 7 or 8. And Noah and Josh, my husband, they were like, we're ready to go. We're like, cool. We'll meet you back at the resort. So Elijah and I went back, and they stayed, and they did Frozen, and they did Nemo. And they didn't watch the fireworks show, even though we heard it's, like, spectacular. He's like, let's go to the buses now before
That's smart.
before the fireworks are over. So they kind of, like, watched them and also, like, walked over to the bus. And then they ended up eating dinner. We all ended up eating dinner back at the resort that night, which was fine. The dinner was fine.
Yeah.
I actually, so, like, you know, like at the resorts, there's, like, the menu. You just pick what you want. That I had asked, like, somebody if they had, like, something that was gluten-free. They're like, oh, yeah, we can make you, like, your own individualized pizza. And so, like, the chef came out, and he's like, what would you like on your pizza? Like, I felt so very taken care of and accommodated. He's like, it'll be out in, like, 10 minutes. Like, so that was, I mean, I was impressed. So with how, like, accommodating they were. Yeah, and they had tons of options at the resort to eat. Yeah, so that was fun.
That's awesome. That sounds like a fun day. I love Epcot too. I think just the countries are so beautiful, the way they look and walking through them. But I know Epcot, usually for kids, it's not their favorite park.
Totally. I was like, this would be such a fun park as a date. Like, if I didn't have children and I could, like, enjoy, like, the food and the cultural experience, I would have really enjoyed that more. But I also remember as a kid, I didn't like Epcot. I like have a memory of that. So I kind of went into it knowing it's probably not going to be like my most favorite day on our trip.
Mm-hmm.
But my husband really wanted to go for the beer and food, which is fine. But him and Noah like had a great time. They loved the Frozen ride. They said it was so fun. They said the Nemo ride was so fun. They did soar. Is it? I know it's not soaring over California. It's
just soaring.
Is it just called soaring there?
Uh-huh.
Okay. The soaring ride, and they said that was really fun. So, so they had like a good time doing those.
That's really
like,
fun.
More later in the night. Yeah.
That's cool.
So, yeah. And then our last day there, we went back to Magic Kingdom. So we kind of had like an idea-ish.
Yeah.
So we started out in, what is that world? The like future world?
Tomorrowland?
Yes. So we started out in that area, and
they have like Buzz Lightyear and the Carousel of Progress, and
the Carousel. It's probably my least favorite ride I've been on there. Do you know what happened? Is somebody kept standing up, and so the whole show starts over. So like our show started over like 5 times.
Are you
and they kept getting on.
serious?
They're like, please do not stand up.
I didn't know it did that.
Isn't that funny? Yeah. So like, you know how it's like a story. So like the whole story would start all the way over. But I didn't like, it wasn't my favorite, but my kids loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we did that. We kind of did everything over there. Noah and Josh did Space Mountain, which he loved. Elijah and I went on Peter Pan, which was equally as fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
We did the Dumbo ride. They went on that roller coaster behind the Dumbo ride.
Barnstormer. It's like a small one.
Yes, they liked. Noah really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Elijah and I went into that little like bakery right there. There's like a little bakery right next to the Dumbo area.
Yeah, I just can't think of the name, but yes.
I can't either. I thought it was a store, but when I went in, it was like treats. I was like, okay, well. So they each picked out like a little treat.
Mm-hmm.
They got like a cookie, and I think Elijah got a cupcake. So that was like fun. And then Josh got like a leg, a turkey leg, and they had the turkey leg and the Mickey Mouse pretzel was like over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was like kind of fun. And then they had the Joffrey's coffee over tomorrow. Can you tell I like coffee a lot? It's important to me. So we got like an iced coffee, which was nice. What else did we eat that day? We had a reservation somewhere, but we ended up canceling it. But we went in and we just said like, no, thank you. And they didn't charge us for it, which was nice. Yeah.
Liberty Tree Tavern.
Yes.
It was like over in the kind of close to Haunted Mansion area.
Yes. Yeah. And I was like, I just don't think that I didn't think the boys would probably eat their money for. So anyway, so we went back to that Pecco's one and just like ordered from there again. We did go on Haunted Mansion again because it was like our kids' favorite ride, which we loved. That was the only ride that we went on twice, like our whole trip was that. And actually, my husband is paramedic. And when we were in line, he saw one of the firefighters that he worked with from Round Rock, which was like such a small world.
Yeah.
Yeah, that day we kind of just like moseyed around more.
Yeah, sometimes it's fun to just walk around Magic Kingdom and just take in the scenery because it's so pretty. Like everything is beautiful.
Yeah, it was so pretty. And they had like the mini parades.
Oh yeah, the cavalcade.
I'm totally here for. I thought they were awesome because they just like pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And they're like shorter, so you just kind of like see it as you're like going, which was really fun.
Yes, I love those.
Yeah. So the second day was like a little bit more chill. So that was the night Elijah and I stayed and watched the fireworks again, and then Josh and Noah had gone back to the room because they were like, they didn't get back to like midnight the night before from Epcot. So I don't know how these children did it.
Super
but
energy.
They weren't like, we want to go back and swim. They were just like, no, like we are on this mission to do all these rides. So,
a
small world. I feel like you just have to go on it.
I do
because
too.
You're there.
It's classic.
Yeah, exactly. My kids enjoyed it. We didn't make it on the teacups, which I was kind of bummed about. I just feel like Magic Kingdom, there's so many rides. Even spending 2 days there, we didn't go on all of the rides.
Yeah,
so,
it's a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. But it was so fun. It was really fun.
That's so fun. That sounds like such a fun trip. And then your travel day, did y'all have an early flight when y'all left, or how was that?
It was, so we had a flight back that was at 10 or 11 or something. And we did the Magical Express back, and it was awesome. It was so organized and easy. They just slip a note under your door the day before, and they're like, be ready at this time, be out front at this time. And they were right on time, put our bags up for us. And in the bus, they even had Disney Junior going for the kids to watch and stuff. So it was so nice, and it was air conditioned. It was just really nice. And then we did get to the airport, and our flight was delayed and delayed and delayed. And we ended up spending 6.5 hours at the airport.
My gosh.
Which was not fun. But we ended up getting on another flight, and we finally got back to Austin that evening. So it was a long day, but mostly sitting around. So, but the kids were so good. Yeah, it was not fun. We were dang it, we could have been at the resort swimming all this time or something. Mm-hmm. But we finally made it back, and the flight was fine. Yeah, and then we've had that Disney hangover for 48 hours.
Oh, that lasts forever.
Oh, man. It was a real thing.
It's no joke. People don't understand until they go. When we come back and my family, wants to do stuff, I'm no. I don't want to do anything.
I want to stay in my pajamas all day.
Yes. I was I need to recover. And they're why? You've been on vacation. And I'm yeah, you just don't understand.
It's not that kind of vacation. No. It's an exhaustingly fun vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really fun.
So
yeah, that was pretty much our trip.
That's awesome. I have a few questions, final questions. What was y'all's least magical moment?
Our least magical moment was probably the twins melting down right when we got into Magic Kingdom. They were just so tired and hot and hungry and the perfect storm. So, that was probably our least magical moment. I'm trying to think if there was another one. And then, that hour and a half wait for the bus after a full day at Magic Kingdom was also not so magical.
Yeah. Those are just very real moments, and that's one of the reasons I started the podcast. So people can hear stuff like that. You can still go to Disney and have an amazing time, but have these moments that are oh my gosh.
Have some realistic expectations.
Yes.
Yes.
Because the bus thing happened to us, and it was... But I think our bus wait would have been 2 hours. We ended up walking over to the Contemporary and getting an Uber because we walked out to the bus line, and I'm I've never seen a line this long in my life.
It's rough, especially if you've been standing in line all day long already and you're just ready to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh and I are if we ever go back, which we really want to, I think we would probably stay at one of the ones where we can just hop on something that's faster than the buses to get back. So, I mean, was it fine? It was fine. It's first world problem, but we were definitely pretty grumpy getting on that bus. And then it was standing room only. So, and it's not a short ride bus back. I mean, it's a good 10, 15 minutes. So it was fine. But we were I don't think we would do that again. That's why I was we're not standing right next to the castle for fireworks our last day. We're going to stand towards the back and go straight to the bus. Which was it worked out fine. So, yeah.
And what was y'all's most magical moment?
Oh my gosh. I feel like for probably my husband and I, it's just like experiencing the magic of Disney through your kids. There's like nothing better than like being with your kids when they like get to like experience something new. I mean, they were excited, but it's like you don't even know when you haven't even been there how like fun it is. So that was so fun, just like watching their faces like on rides. The other thing that was cool about the photo is that even on the rides, it like captures your pictures, which was so neat. So I had this like really sweet photo of the first time we went on the scary one. That's not scary. The Haunted Mansion. The first time we went on there, Noah, who's the one who's like doing all the roller coasters and no fear, he's like holding onto my arm for like dear life with like all the little ghosts and stuff going everywhere. So I don't know, for me it was just like all those little moments, getting to capture that with them, and it was really fun. Their first plane ride, that was so fun. Yeah, it was really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And do y'all have another Disney trip planned?
Not right now, but I have been talking to my best friend, and her and I are like, maybe we should go with our children to Disney World. That would be really fun too. Have more of an adult experience.
Yes.
So I don't know. Josh and I were like, we would really like to make this like maybe like an annual or a biannual thing to go. It was so fun, and I really liked the Disney plan with them as far as like, it was just nice to go and have it all paid off, so you don't have to like worry about any of that.
Yes.
I would have loved to have like the meal plan thing. They didn't have that when we went, but I don't know. It just felt like stress-ish free, like regarding that, like having it paid off, and you can just enjoy. And you know, when you go on other trips, you're like, oh, how much was that? And how much is this? So so that was really fun to go and be like, this is so cool. We can just like enjoy ourselves and have a great time and not have to worry about like that piece of it. So
that's awesome. And that's so true. Like that is, I think that's why people get the dining plan when they get it, is because then they don't even have to worry about food cost.
Totally. I really wanted it, and I was bummed that they didn't have it. I mean, it was fine. You know, you just make it work. But it would have been really nice to have that and be like, oh, that's also paid off, like, before we go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I loved hearing about your trip, especially. I always love hearing trips with kids who are going for the first time. It's just fun.
It was so fun. It was so magical. Yeah. Elijah the other day, he's like, Mom, he was telling me about his favorite memory for every year he's been born, you know, like 7-year-old kid. But he's like, Disney World was the most magical time of my life, or something like that. So it was so fun.
I hope you enjoyed this show today. Thank you so much for listening. Check out our Instagram page at Disney Travel Tales to see pictures from Kirsten's trip. I will be back next week with a new show, but this one will be a little different. I'm going to compile the reviews from quick service restaurants from season 1. Episode number 23, where I did this with table service restaurants, was really popular, so I hope you look forward to this new episode. If you are enjoying the show and would like to support it, the best way to is leaving a positive review on Apple Podcasts. It's really so easy, and it helps the show tremendously. Okay, can't wait to talk next week. So until then, this is Jenny, and may all your Disney travel dreams become a reality.